What's going on, FG fam? Welcome to episode number 47 of the Miami Marlins franchise here on MLB the Show 21. We got an action-packed episode for you today. Colorado Rockies give us a hard time. We got a full game against them, critical situation against them and the Atlanta Braves and the Chicago Cubs, as well as a player lock in Double-A. We'll take a look at one of your user players from the team, so stay tuned, check that out. Make sure you check out the links to the Discord and the Twitch in the description below. Go give those a follow. Go join those. Come hang out with us outside of just YouTube. Hope you guys are super excited. If you are, drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel for all things franchise content here at Franchise Gaming. Without further ado, let's get into this episode, and do not go anywhere. As promised at the end of last episode, we will begin by looking at your user prospects and some guys that were drafted by us. There's Nate Townsend. He's still in Single-A, haven't really gotten any playing time. Juan Ramada in Double-A for the Royals. We got Ryan Chambers sitting in Double-A for the Milwaukee Brewers, batting .234. Michael McHugh is a very surprising thing here in Single-A as the best relief pitcher on roster for the Mariners. He's kind of getting screwed over in his career. There's Bobby Valentine, Double-A right now for the Cardinals. Walty Snowman as well in Double-A for the Cardinals, so look out for that Double-A squad. I'm not super knowledgeable on all of the minor league squads for every team, but whoever the Double-A is for the Cardinals, look out. There's Derek Vance. Jack Dawson has made the majors. These are all year one prospects that were created. Andrew Pierce still has not seen the light of day higher than Single-A. Hopefully he will get a little bit better. Timmy Klink in Double-A for our Marlins. He will get a player lock later in this episode, so stay tuned. Giancarlo Garcia, Double-A for the Rockies. Now, I had thought about doing some player lock type simulations with some of your players. If that's something that you would like to see, make sure you let me know in the comments section. There's Abel Alvarado. He's in Triple-A for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ethan Smith in Triple-A for the Toronto Blue Jays. He is pitching decent enough. So now we move into season number 1. Players that were top prospects as we took a look there. There's Miles Hughesby, and Hughesby's been up for a few years now. He has not really lived up to expectations. Darryl O'Malley still in Double-A, if you remember when he was drafted with the Diamondbacks. There's Robbie McDermott. Of course, we took Ryan Muller in that draft. We'll get a look at him in a little bit. Roger Dominguez, Triple-A for the Giants. So they actually have two of the closers taken outside of our boy Ryan Muller. There's Muller and in the majors, and he is doing better than all of those closers that were clumped in that year one draft. And right now we're hoping that he can become a dominant closer for the next few seasons, like a Mariano Rivera type. There is Richie Hawkins, currently hurt, but sitting there in Triple-A and having a pretty good season. Hopefully he comes back from his injury well. There's Ben Guillen, another guy taken by us in that draft, batting .306 in Triple-A. So who knows, maybe those guys end up coming up at some point in this series. Alexis Sanchez was another one. We never got rid of him. He's only a C potential, but he's actually really good and has never pitched poorly on our team, so I never felt the need to get rid of him. Nicholas Boucher always liked a little bit more, and he's in the majors, of course, in our starting rotation. 3-3 on the season in 7 starts. So we'll see what he ends up doing. Scott Dunham, we got rid of him to the Tigers, and they still got him. They're just not playing him. William Hanna, I don't know how he isn't at least in Double-A, but they're not playing him either. Geno Schultz, remember, was one of the top draft picks in that draft, and he has just come up to the majors last year, and he's batted pretty well since he got up. Darren Montag, remember, was a top 10 selection in that draft. Thad Guillory was up there as well. Triple A right now for the Twins. Probably could be the backup over Austin Romine next year. We'll see. Roger Williamson was another high selection in that draft class. Jeriel Aponte, as we move to the Season 2 user prospects. From now on, we'll only be looking at user prospects. We won't look at guys that were featured in the video that weren't created by you guys, just to save a little time. This is going to take long enough as it is. Mike Wells, Bobby O'Connor in Double-A for our Marlins. We actually have a lot of user prospects. It's kind of amazing. Alexander Quesnel. Some of these guys, their careers were saved from the free agent pile as they were dumped off from the teams they were drafted by. Ash Laser is now our bottom first baseman, which is a position we had a lot of trouble with, but now we've got a lot of solid dudes. Ben McCutcheon in Double-A for the Cincinnati Reds now, so he has moved on from the Nationals to the Reds. There's Tay Hawkins, only in Single-A right now. Chad Taylor is Triple-A for the Cardinals. As a C potential, but a 68 overall. Good enough overall to maybe see himself come up. Tyrell Goodman, Triple-A for the Diamondbacks, and not a bad pitcher. He may be one of their starting rotation 5 next year. Brandon Ramsey's in Double-A for the Diamondbacks. The Nationals have John Keys at Double-A, and it looks like he's kind of going to be walled there for a while until he can get himself up a little bit. Jack Saxon is only in Single-A. They're not playing him. Michael Kingley in Double-A for the Baltimore Orioles. Hopefully he can move on up. And then Will Blandford only in Single-A for the Phillies as a closer. So hopefully they get a little smart next year and use him. Ryan Baker for the Phillies as well as in Triple-A. He's getting close to maybe being MLB ready. Zachary Goldstein at catcher for the Kansas City Royals. Harry Eisenberger is in center field for the Royals as well. A couple of Double-A guys. Franskelio Hobrabovic, Triple-A for the Reds. He actually came up, remember, pitched against us in the playoffs. I would expect him to be a September call-up again. Remy Ellis in Triple-A, Johnny Nova in Double-A. So Remy Ellis, remember, they were both drafted in the same draft together there in Chicago, and Remy has gotten the starts and has moved up a little quicker. Brandon Hernandez, great user prospect for our Marlins. Keith Jackson over to the Baltimore Orioles. As a Triple-A prospect, it looks like he is on very well track to move into the majors in the next year or so. And then Ozzie Blunt. We move to the year 3 user prospects. Kyle Campbell, Double-A for the Toronto Blue Jays. Spencer Hunter, Double-A for the St. Louis Cardinals. Hunter's actually batting really well in his young career. Forrest Wright has not gotten his chance yet, but he's an A potential third baseman. Mackay 7 with a Double-A for the Nationals. Triple-A for the Orioles might be Worthy. He might end up being their backup catcher next year if he can continue to improve. Bradley Jeffers is in Single-A. And then DeAnimal Jaquemanon is in Double-A for the Pittsburgh Pirates, trying to move his way up. Bishop Bonds, with the best mustache in all of baseball, is in Single-A, and Duran G-Man is in Single-A as well. I think that's a grave disservice to him. He should be playing, but this game does really weird stuff. That's one of the things it needs to fix. Ronnie Ribbit in Double-A as well. Definitely could at least be in Triple-A maybe. Jeffrey Alvarez is in Triple-A for the Reds, and currently pitching pretty decent. Denzel Hoekstra is in Triple-A for the Rockies. He's actually not batting all that well, but in 57 at-bats, 2 homers, not terrible. Sean Coolio is in Triple-A for the White Sox, batting .279. And then Single-A Robin Hood in our minor leagues with the couple of guys we picked up from the previous draft from the free agent pile. There's Hubba Bubba in our Double-A squad, only batting .185, so not making the most of his chances. We'll see if any of your user prospects are here on the top prospects list. There's Caden Idleman at closing pitcher for the Tigers. That's pretty cool to see. At least we got one guy in there. Our boy Joe Hagan, Miguel Geraldo. We got some top prospects ourselves. Tyrell Goodman is on the top prospect list. DL Hall is still on there. There's Geno Schultz. The Animal Jaqueminon is on there as well. So a lot of guys, top prospects. If your guy made the top prospects list, let me know in the comments section below what number you are sitting at and where you expect to be potentially next year. Andres Del Villar off of our team is on there. There's Thad Guillory as well. As we finally get into the meat and bones of this episode, Colorado Rockies coming to visit here at South Beach Park. And Jesus Luzardo will be taking the mound for this game. 12 starts so far this season, 5-2 with a 3.79 ERA and a 1.25 whip. His opposing pitcher is Austin Gomber. His 12 starts, he's 4-2 with a 2.31 ERA. So he's pitched just slightly better. We go to the top of the second with 2 away and a runner in scoring position, and this pop out over the third would get the Marlins through it. Bobby Bradley comes up in the bottom half of the inning with 1 on and 1 away, and he sends one away over the wall for a 413-foot bomb. That's the 14th homer of the year for Bobby Bradley. It gives the Marlins a 2-0 lead. Here's Tyler Stevenson dribbling one down the third baseline, and this error would keep the inning going strong for the Marlins now with runners on the corners. Bobby Bradley comes up again. This time doesn't send it over the wall. Instead, it'll ground into a double play with a runner in scoring position. So it could go both ways for Bradley. There's a big strikeout right there looking, catches him looking, and moves it along. Ben Gamel now up, and he ropes one in the top of the 6th out to left. The diving attempt is no good by Eloy Jimenez. They're going to attempt for a triple here, and he's tagged out at third. Goodbye. What a throwdown from Mike Trout to keep the inning at bay here a little bit for Colorado, but they then get a double on the very next at-bat. And on that 3-1 count, that double is huge. That'll bring up Trevor Story, and he goes down swinging at an absolutely garbage pitch. So now Yency Almonte coming into the game. He's got a 3.43 ERA on his season, and that's going to make it just slightly worse. Eloy Jimenez with a runner on sends one into the waterfall, and it is his 8th homer of the year. A little bit of a down year for Eloy so far. Hopefully this can help spark him up a little bit as he extends the lead to 4-0. Tyler Stevenson adding on in the bottom of the 8th with a runner on. So 3 2-run blasts in this ball game for the Marlins. Stevenson's 6th of the year, 379 feet. Garrett Crochet in the top of the 9th. Not a save situation, so why not let Crochet get a little work here. Thrown on to first for out number 1. Nolan Jones up at the plate, the Nolan Arenado replacement, and he will strike out for the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Michael Chavis. He's going to walk. That should have been a strike there. Jackson Reitz comes up, and he gets a base hit into left field. So now 2 on, 2 away. Colorado maybe getting a little rally going. There's their top prospect of previous years, Zach Veen, and he will go down looking at the 102-mile-an-hour roping fastball in there, and that is going to do it for this one. A shutout, 6-0. Miami victorious. Tyler Stevenson gets player of the game with a 2-run shot. Jesus Luzardo picks up the W. Gamel, Reitz, and Blackman with doubles for the Rockies. That's all there is to really write home about. Gomber gets the loss. His ERA goes to 2.41. Stevenson, Jimenez, and Bradley all hit 2-run shots in this game, and Luzardo picks up the win. So we continue simming through that season. We got to trade the Orioles, trading a couple of bums, or getting a couple of bums, that is. That doesn't look like a good haul for Eduardo Rodriguez. So the Orioles with a dump-off trade And now we go into a critical situation against the Rockies, trying to keep this sweep rolling strong if we can. Tied at 2, and Javier Baez is struck out. That's the second out at the bottom of the ninth. That brings up Eloy Jimenez, and this one grounded onto third. Nolan Jones makes the throw onto first. We are going to extras. In the bottom of the 10th, it's Tyler Stevenson with a grounder over to short, and he will be thrown out to end the 10th inning. We go to the 11th. Josh Fuentes comes up and hits one over the left field wall, a no-doubter. That thing's out of here, and it's going to give the Rockies the lead. Blake Treinen coming in to try to close it down. A 2.91 ERA for him on the season. That's Gleyber Torres grounding onto second. A little trouble with it, but they do get him out. But we got a runner over to third. We have a runner in scoring position for Brian Anderson. He grounds over to second. This time, not as hard to take care of, but the run does come home. We're a solo shot away from continuing the game. Can Mike Trout do it? He hits one deep out to right field, and not even warning track power. It is caught for the end of the game. There you go. Colorado Rockies will take the win. Craig Kimbrell ends up with the win, pitching a shutout inning. Tyler Stevenson somehow gets credited for a loss. I don't know. MLB's got to fix that. He never pitched. So we continue moving on through. We actually lose the last 2 games of that set to split, so very disappointing. Go into another critical situation here against the Chicago Cubs, up 1-0, but look at this, a double down the right field line, and the Cubs are in this thing. The actual leading run at the plate, but there's a strikeout thrown onto first base, and that'll confirm the win for the Miami Marlins here. Nice closeout for Ryan Muller despite giving up the double in that situation. And Jesus Luzardo with another really good performance. 8 strong shutout innings for Luzardo. Muller gets his 17th save of the season. Now we move into another critical situation against the Cubs here. We go ahead, sim through that one, get the 4-0 win. Jordan Holloway's coming back to the lineup in the minors. That is great news. And we go into this series against the Washington Nationals. Max Meyer is no longer injured. That is also amazing news. He gets to come back to our pitching rotation. Love to have him back. Everson Pereira also no longer injured down in the minors. Against Washington, we actually lost 8-0 in the first game, won the second one, and then beat them 7-0. So bit of an even series there, but we do win it 2-1. Then up against Atlanta, we win a 10-1 ball game. Ohtani is now no longer injured, so he will get to come back to the lineup and into probably the long relief bullpen. He wasn't really doing that great as a starter, but we'll use him sparingly for pitching. We'll probably mostly be using him for hitting. Now going into a critical situation against the Atlanta Braves, tied at 6. We're coming back a little bit here. And now into the bottom of the 9th inning. This one over to second for the first out. Can't get the second out on the double play there. That'll bring up Acuna. He singles right up the middle to center. They're going to attempt to take third on this one. Trout's got the arm, but not in time. They got runners on the corners with just one away, and this bloop is going to get caught. So that prevents any runs from coming home. Travis d'Arnaud strikes out on the slider away, and that will bring us into extra innings. Shohei Ohtani with 2 gone, and he is gone as well. That makes 3. Weagle very happy about that. That'll bring in Jordan Hicks. 2.57 ERA on his season. He's been really good for us. And here is a grounder thrown out at first, but that's going to bring the runner over to third base. They got a runner easily in scoring position, and Dansby Swanson with the drag bunt. Throw home is not in time. Travis d'Arnaud will score. And the Atlanta Braves get a walk-off win at home at Truist Park. Freddie Freeman, player of the game, 2 home runs, 2 solo shots in this one. Patrick Weagle, 2 innings pitched of shutout ball. Big time win for the Braves. They end up splitting the 2-game set with us. The Phillies were just destroying us in a 4-game set. We ended up actually taking a couple and splitting it. And now a game against the Baltimore Orioles coming up in our season. But we are going to go to AA and do a little player lock here at Pensacola, Florida, with our Pensacola Blue Wahoos as they are taking on the Montgomery Biscuits. They've been a big rival for us so far in this series. Carlos Guzman is our pitcher, and that is a little scary. But Timmy Klink on the player lock. There is a base hit up the middle, and right away, bringing home an RBI. The throw to second to try to get him out is not in time. That ends up going as a double for Timmy Klink. Then he comes up here in the 3rd inning, and this one grounding into a double play to end the 3rd. Into the top of the 5th, it's 6-1 Pensacola. There's a ball that Timmy just really not going to get to that one. Nice little liner into the gap. That's going to score a run here for the Montgomery Biscuits, making it 6-2. Nothing Timmy could do about that. 7-2 later on in the bottom of the 5th, and Timmy Klink hits this one out to left. That's a bloop single. That one gets down, and he will get on first. Later on, he's on third base here. Bases are loaded. Grounded down the third base line. They're trying to go for a double play. They do get it, but Timmy Klink comes home anyways. And then into the bottom of the 7th, Klink with a big bomb over the left field wall. Timmy Klink's 3rd homer of the season went .353, and that'll extend the lead again for the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. You'll love to see Timmy Klink just destroying the ball, ripping the cover off the ball. Let's go, Timmy. Big home run for Timmy Klink. That brings home the win for Pensacola. A 10-3 win, 17 hits by this team. Everson Pereira was 3 for 4 with a homer and a double. I think Timmy Klink was the player of the game, but, you know, I could be a little biased. Carlos Guzman gets the win. Josh Fleming ends up getting the loss. He pitched a third of an inning, gave up a couple of runs. Not good for Montgomery. Gleyber Torres still leading the way for us here. 15 homers, batting .324. 17 homers and .258 for Baez. 22 homers for Mike Trout early on in this season. That's pretty good. We still got another episode to go before we reach the All-Star break episode. Ohtani batting .313. He's batting way better than he's pitching, so that's why I kind of want to use him more as a batter. Taylor Rogers is pitching really well. We got to get him in some more appearances, though. And you can see Ohtani with the .887 ERA just really isn't helping us. They're not doing him justice in this game. Every single time, actually every MLB that I pick up Ohtani, he just doesn't perform like he probably should. Hubba Bubba batting .308 right now in the minors, so you'll love to see that. And we move upon John Duplantis here. We want to see him do better. He's just not doing it. Adam Kloffenstein. A lot of the AA pitchers that were pitching really well last year just have not continued that into this year. Riley Green's batting .320, though. So is Brandon Hernandez. Those guys are lighting up AAA right now. If we got to do September call-ups, those are probably guys that are going to get looks for sure. I would like an infielder to start lighting it up because I don't want to bring up 2 outfielders in September call-ups. Jordan Holloway is doing a good job. He maybe could see himself being a September call-up if possible. We also have Everson Pereira batting .299 in AA. Timmy Klink's gotten his average to .273, hitting 3 homers on the season. And as far as AA pitching, we've just got to see a little bit more. Into the standings, we are a game behind the Philadelphia Phillies. If we could have done better in that 4-game set that just passed, maybe we could be in the lead, but we're still sitting pretty good. We are atop of the wild card list. Padres behind us. Braves are a game and a half out. And I think we do pretty well against the Braves, so I'm not all that worried at the moment, but things are not where we expected them to be at the start of the season for sure after this offseason overhaul. We need to get ourselves into the 100-win mark, and right now it's questionable as to whether we can do that. I know a lot of you in the comments section think we can. Jumbo Shrimp are only a game back in AAA, so they've made quite a run recently. And the Blue Wahoos are 3 games up for the first half in AA. Remember, that All-Star break is coming up. First half is coming. All-Star Week is just in 12 days. Again, we have one more episode to go before the All-Stars. I will leave you guys with the All-Star voting as is. We'll take a deeper dive into it next episode before the All-Star games actually get here, and we leave that off. If you have any predictions on who might make the All-Star game or who you want to see in these All-Star games, let me know in the comments section below. If you guys want to continue to support the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it, and you can do that by making sure you drop a like on the video, subscribing if you are new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet. Check that subscribe button. If it's red, turn that crap gray, hit that button, and join us for every single video. Make sure the notifications are on. Don't miss anything. All franchise action here between MLB the Show and Madden right now. Atlanta Falcons franchise going on. If you haven't checked it, I will link it in the end screen. Go check it out. Make sure you check out the description below for links to my Discord and my Twitch. Come hang out with us outside of YouTube. We do a lot of fun things in the Discord. We're going to be running fantasy football leagues in there. And on the Twitch, we stream a lot of different games, including some that are definitely going to involve you guys. So make sure you get over there and check out more franchise right here. I feel too bad somehow.